All right, Florida Atlantic, Purdue, the final game on our slate here for this Hitting the Books show. We thank everyone for joining us. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Purdue, 19.5, 20-point home favorite, 61.5 the total in this game. What a crusher for Purdue. How will they respond after that wild finish against Syracuse? They end up on the losing end of that game, 32-29 last week. We'll see if they can bounce back here. I certainly think their offense should work here against Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic has not been able to stop any kind of capable team offensively. Even Ohio, that kind of looks worse now that they gave up 41 points to Ohio as well. They give up 40 to UCF last week in that game. It's just that Willie Taggart's team has had issues getting stops. I kind of like what I've seen from them offensively, N'Kosi Perry and company, although they got shut down by UCF's defense last week. But I think we're going to see a situation where it's a great matchup for Purdue in that pass-heavy Jeff Brom offense with Aiden O'Connell, CMAC. Top 10 passing offense in the country, Purdue. 113th in the country against the pass defensively is Florida Atlantic. So they have had struggles against them. I think this could be a whitewash. If Purdue is in the right frame of mind after just a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking loss against Syracuse, if they're not moping, if they're not down in the dumps, and instead they're focused, they're saying, let's bounce back, we're ready to go, they could wipe the floor maybe with Florida Atlantic, because I don't know if their defense is going to be able to stop Purdue very much. They're a bad secondary, bad pass defense, and that plays into the strength of Purdue with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback. So I'm leaning favorite. I'm leaning over in this game. What do you think, C-Mac?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Coin, my guy there. Yeah, the past history with those teams, it's gone under. So I don't want anything to do with that game. That game's ugly. I don't want anything to do with this one, really, because of the spot a little bit. This seems like a good game live, like you mentioned. Are they, like, you see how they look first quarter, Purdue. All I know is FAU did move it last week, but against UCF, they couldn't score there. They got down there and got no points inside the, 10. It was just horrible.
Screwed up in UCF territory over and over again.
Yep. Over and over. I mean, they were able to move it. So Purdue should easily be able to, to score on them. I don't know if they cover this number. Like you talked about, will they be motivated? I'm not so sure. And I don't really want to go back to the well with FAU. That was one of my bad losses in the afternoon there this weekend. So I lean Purdue, but I'm probably going to be off here.
I mean, that was bad. That was everything bad. That was the passing game couldn't be stopped. The run game couldn't be stopped by Florida Atlantic last week. It ended up being 653 total yards of offense. 653 total yardage racked up by Central Florida last week against Florida Atlantic. I think the over is probably the best play in this game, but I think Purdue could romp them. But again, this is one of those weird spots. They're off a tough loss. They got a Big Ten season starting right after this. Who does Purdue play after this? I'm going to check right now. They've got... It looks like Purdue, let me see, remaining schedule at Minnesota next week, at Minnesota.